On Tuesday of this week, Donald Trump did an interview with Joe Kernen on CNBC's Squawk Box, where Kernen, who by the way is definitely not an anti-Trump guy, was forced to fact-check Donald Trump repeatedly when the President of the United States continued to lie his face off during this telephone interview. It all started with Kernen having to point out to Donald Trump that he's wrong about when the labor statistics were in fact edited or revised downwards by the Biden administration. Trump claims it was in November, right before the election, but in reality, it was August. In fact, Kernen said, moving on to your claim that the revision helped Biden hurt you for the 800,000, it was in August. There's still plenty of time for voters to see those weren't real jobs after the election in November. And then Trump, when fact-checked, told you're wrong about this, Trump says, I believe it was in November, something. There was a massive revision downward. But let's get back to Texas because you said you were going to say something else. I get the highest vote in the history of Texas, a record that they say won't be beaten unless I run again. Are you going to run again? That's weird. He's asking himself, are you going to run again? Again, that was Trump. So he's flustered at this point, right? He can't form cogent sentences, right? Completely incoherent, talking about the 2024 election in Texas, which nobody was talking about. Kernen was trying to fact check you about lying about the Biden Bureau of Labor Statistics. So then Kernen tries to get it back on track, and he's like, overall poll numbers. You don't have the best you've ever had. And overall poll numbers, I cited one of those. I have the best poll numbers I've ever had among Republicans. He's quoting Trump there. And then Trump says, I have poll numbers where I'm 71%. I have the best poll numbers. And then Kernen says, those are among Republicans, you know. And then Trump cuts him off and he says, no, among Republicans, 94 and 95%. No, I'm talking about generally. Let me put it this way. There was a gentleman on Harry Emden yesterday on CNN. It's Harry Enten. And he went crazy over how well Trump is doing. I have to stop right there because no, that didn't happen. Harry Enten has been consistent with holy hell, these are the worst numbers I've ever seen. He wasn't freaking out this week because, oh my God, Trump's doing well. Look at this. This is amazing. That literally didn't happen. Donald Trump invented that in his brain and then sold it to Joe Kernen on Squawk Box. He makes up this thing and states it as if it's a reality because he genuinely believes it. And also, for the record, no, your polls within Republicans are not even 94, 95%. They have now fallen below 90%. But Trump continues with his lies. He says, now, you don't put that on because I think CBS is a shade. Actually, CNN is a better shade than NBC. I think NBC is probably the worst of them all, but if you check CNN tomorrow, watch Harry Emden, and you'll see about the numbers, but that's okay. We have to defend ourselves. Yeah, thank you, protect. And then Kernen just jumps in and goes, I know, but there are they can cite, your haters cite polls that you're down in the 30s, Mr. President, and And then Trump cuts him off and Trump goes, yeah, but they're fake polls. Joe, I had a lot of fake polls. You also have me in the 70s. I have fake polls. Fox gives me terrible polls all the time. They do nothing, but I've never had a good poll with Fox. And then I win an election and I go through the roof. Yeah, we were hoping for that this week. Because look, I won every swing state. Did I not? I won every swing state. Andrew, I won the popular vote. Andrew, who the fuck is Andrew? You're talking to Joe Kernen. And you're like, Andrew, listen to me. You're going off on this rant that makes no sense, citing numbers that don't exist, denying reality, and then you get the guy's name wrong. I won the popular vote by millions of votes, even though they tried like hell to cheat. I won by millions. The votes, I won. The counties, and all of the counties. I won 7,000 to no, I won 2,750 to 502, and I won the election in a landslide. And obviously that's only, we're only 6 months in, but my poll numbers are better now, much better than during the election. It's painful. I feel like I'm going to have an aneurysm trying to read what this man is saying. because he's just citing random numbers that he has made up. He did not win in a landslide, didn't even hit 50% of the popular vote. Like, when you break that down into actual numbers of the real people who voted, he ended up getting like 22% of the country, I think. I had done the numbers months ago, whatever. But the point is, he's panicked because he got called out on his lies. So then you see his brain scrambling. And again, I'm not stuttering and stammering and misreading words when I read you these things. That's word for word what he said, how he said it. Let me read this again. I won the popular vote by millions of votes, even though they tried like hell to cheat. I won by millions. The votes. I won. The counties and all of the counties. Those are individual sentences that the President of the United States said on live TV. They don't make sense. They're not complete sentences. And how in the hell can anyone in this country look at him or listen to him and say, yes, this man is not suffering from very severe cognitive decline. This is how I want my president to sound on TV. He's insane, and he's getting much worse by the week. Thanks for watching, everyone. You know, we're inching closer and closer to 1 million subscribers, and we're aiming to hit that goal before the year closes. So if you aren't subscribed to the channel, please do so, and don't forget to like, comment, and share. Thanks for joining us as we head towards this huge milestone.